Hey everybody, welcome to the Adept Icarus YouTube channel. Oh, guess maybe I don't need to show that yet. We'll get to it. Yeah, you're here. Hopefully you have come to watch some game design in progress, because that's what we're going to do tonight, or this afternoon, wherever you may be. Could be middle of the morning. I don't know. Are you in Japan? It might be. Anyway, this is going to be fun. Em and I got together with the artist for this realm, Lex Burney, and also with Bee. Yes. And it was a lot of fun. This was what, like 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
It, I feel like it feels like it was 3 years ago, but I'm
Three.
pretty
It
sure
was
it
a
was
minute.
just 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a minute. It was a little while ago. But it was very fun. And now we have to come and apply these changes to a realm that we sort of already built together. Anyway, hi everybody, I'm Will, and I make games. I'm the founder of Adept Icarus, and yeah, we make stuff like Arium and Soon Vi and Rue from Ruin and Science Starlight. Published that. Yeah. So,
Games on
hi.
games on games.
Yeah. And this is Em. Tell everybody
I'm
about you,
M.
Em.
My internet sucks, and it has been a problem child for too long. Hopefully, it will stabilize out and be kind to us today, but who knows? I love TTRPGs. I make lots of things, and if a witch can possibly help me with my internet issues, contact me. I'm open to any solutions at this point.
Yeah. I think that would be very helpful. I don't know if internet witches are a thing, but you know, something.
I need cleansing,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. That Wi-Fi extender needs like some sort of potion poured into it. Yeah. Sure that will help.
I'm sure. I'm certain. I'm gonna try it after this.
Yeah. All right. So the moon. We're we're working on the moon.
Boy, are we.
Are we ready for this?
I don't know. We're gonna do it whether we're ready or not.
Okay.
Should we
How
review
do?
what happened the last time?
Yeah, I think we should because I could always use a review. I think that would be good, and it has been a while. So if you're watching this and you just watched the previous one, because they'll be in a playlist together, then you can like skip the next probably 3 or 4 minutes. Let's bring it up on the screen.
All right. Do we want to talk about first off what we decided we didn't want in this?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. So we just our standards. No intellectual property. We're gonna be publishing this, and then no isms, things that make the world worse. Uh, we decided no self harm or human sacrifices, nor blood magic. Um, there is not abundance here. Like, people don't have. There's still like people aren't just like overly taken care of. Is what that means. We're not going about the rise of nationalism. There's no eugenics. There's no real world religion. There's no advanced technology. No silicon. Uh, there's no wanderer, caravaner stereotypes. No Eurocentrism. And then we had this one added right at the end. There is no Aquifer Professionals Guild. Get that out of
Yeah,
here. It doesn't belong.
yeah, we can't have it
It's banned.
banned.
Oh my goodness. See if I can use my controls. All right. You want to talk about what is in the world in the universal stage?
Yeah, I could talk a little bit about that. So I think we decided we were just really keeping most of these concepts because we liked them all. So there is, there's this fragmented society thing happening, and the black notes I think are ones that were themes that we had decided were going to be a part of this realm before we got started with the world building. So the fragmented society, there are people who are wild, there are people who are civil, there are, monsters, quote unquote, right? But maybe they're more civil than the people who aren't monsters. Who knows, right? We have a sort of a survival of the fittest thing going on. We've also got the kind of magic with a cost, and there are always risks and power struggles, and there are curses. Science is suspicious. People look on it very suspiciously. And there's a sort of the gothic horror fantasy thing going on, or actually, we decided to sort of turn that a little bit into any subgenre within that, I think. And then also, there are, some secret powers and a lot of villainy. Villainy.
Villainy, some might say.
Villainy. Some. Who are these some
They
anyway?
probably shouldn't. I guess that brings us over to big picture.
Okay.
Gosh, I should have reviewed this one a little more extensively before I decided to read it out loud to the group. But we have cool stuff like water is power, and there's like these elaborate underground waterways that serve as ley lines. We had there be a council of the eldest or strongest, who are kind of like the makers, maybe the people who founded like these different sects of beings. Um, Monologuing is power. I am super excited to see how what we do with that. Or maybe like if you're monologuing, people listen to you because you are powerful. You've earned the right to monologue. No
Yeah,
one wants to interrupt that.
I'm not sure. We'll find out.
And then we have wealth of power. Do you remember what that is?
I don't exactly, but I remember there being a lot. Maybe I should have watched the video from last time. I feel like that could have been
We
helpful.
say that every time.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. It's
Uh-huh.
like
We think we'd
it's
learn at
like
some point.
there are lessons and we could learn them, but we resist. We don't. We don't want to learn them.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Uh,
Uh, we also have like magic that can be only cast under moonlight or risk something to use it. So like maybe you don't have to pay the cost as long as you're in moonlight. On the new
yeah.
moon nights, people lose access to magic. There's like a lot of things that play around the phase of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Wind and water sculpted flutes that people do certain activities when they sound. Oh, that's so cool. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we decided there was a moon goddess. She made the originals. Weather is infused with magic. Rain magic infuses crops, thus magic food, perhaps. Hmm?
Ah,
And moon
yes.
controls the weather.
Yes.
Then we I think that was all the things that ended up in the final cut.
I don't think this one's made it. Yep. That sounds right.
Yep. Get out of here. You didn't make the cut.
Okay. And we've got some items for culture and organizations. Primarily, like we had some witchery happening here. It's just a light sprinkling of witches in this realm of some sort. And they're the council. Oh my gosh, that's right, the council. Yeah, of werewolves apparently. And they thank the moon by drinking water in the moonlight with your hands. And they believe if you don't spend time in the moonlight or bathing in the ley lines, you'll go mundane. So there's some stuff there with the sort of witchery and things. We've
The
got
superstition of it all.
yeah. We definitely have shifters, so we have werewolves, foxes, bears, things like that. We think more than just perhaps wolves, like varying types of
Mhm.
lycanthropy. Or I
Like
guess,
bunnies.
yeah, bunnies. Yeah, they were the OG folk on the moon, apparently. So, yeah, bunny shifters. Many cults venerate the moon. And then we've got the reconstructed folks. So we've got kind of the actually there was a duality here, if I remember right. So we have folks who are sort of reconstructed, like Thanksgiving's monster, like Frankenstein's monster. I don't know where that came from. Thanksgiving's monster. Yeah, it's like
Are you
yeah
making turduckens for Thanksgiving?
you that is totally Thanksgiving's monster. And you know what?
Yeah.
Like, let's. I need to write that into a game somewhere now. Like that's like construct something together from a turkey, duck, and a chicken. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
a creature stitched together and brought to life to terrorize the. I don't know. Whatever. Whew,
Yeah.
okay. That was a tangent. Anyway, so we have constructed things, and then we also have that's the I think the new magic, and then the old magic is like living statues that are older than all living memory. And they're like that's the
Mhm.
deep magic that nobody knows how to do probably anymore. But yeah, then you've got like the new sciencey way of doing things where you can construct things and make constructs. So that was pretty cool. I like that a lot. That's one of my favorite things. And then we had the Aquifer Professionals Guild. Interesting. I also see that in the Lacuni, so that's really
That
interesting.
must have been a joke added to the Lacuni.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. So they have the Way of the Water, a group that maintains way lines, and then we also have tunnel runners. I don't remember what tunnel runners are. Do you?
Uh,
They clearly
I
run
think
tunnels, but
I think they're the ones that make sure that they stay clear and stuff. Like they help maintain the waterways.
I could see that. Okay. Um, Oh, right. I remember. It got joined up because basically I think we were deciding on a name. So the name is either Way of Water or Tunnel Runners, something like that. It might have
Hmm.
been like we pulled the name in for that because we
Yeah, yeah,
liked it
yeah.
better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for those. We should talk about the landmarks.
Would you mind talking about the landmarks? My internet is bugging out.
Pour some witch brew on it. Get that
Let me
thing
just
working
grab
again.
some real quick.
Yeah. All right. Landmarks. Let's talk about them. So landmarks, we have the a few things. We've got the School of Rhetoric, which resides in the Garden of the Ancients and houses living statues. So we found a home for the living statues, which is pretty cool. We've got the Cathedral of Luna, which is like the Moon Cathedral, which is also something that's kind of a theme on the tarot card design for this realm, which is pretty cool. Uh, so there's a graveyard associated with the cathedral. There's also a spire, which is the largest tower, and then there's Gargoyle Ridge along the cathedral where lots of gargoyles roost. So I guess that's maybe another place where living statues are. I don't know if they work the same way as the other sort of more gigantic living statues. And maybe we still know how to make gargoyles. I don't know, but maybe just not the giant big things. But it's pretty interesting.
Honestly, I want to play
Uh,
a gargoyle.
oh yeah, yeah. I think that would be amazing. A gargoyle would be really cool. And hey, look, it's the Aquifer Professionals Guild again. I
This is
mean,
probably the moment that it got banned.
I think that's probably it. Yeah, that sounds right. So we've got Luna's ley lines, and Luna Lake, which is a perfectly still lake where some say the goddess will speak to you. Ah, yes, the moon goddess. Yes. All right, and then we have also the Strawberry Moon Inn. It's a beloved romantic location. famous for great tourism. It's near the mouth of the Windsong Canyons, which are sandstone canyons that are musical in the wind. And then we have people.
People was a really fun one. We were super aligned when we voted for this. So we started off with Rabbit and Wolf, which was the Luna Slayer is the rabbit, and the eldest brother is the wolf, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is their nicknames, Rabbit and Wolf, because one looks very non-threatening and one looks very threatening, or if they're like adopted shifter siblings. There's a whole lot of options here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who Lay is. Is Lay the eldest brother or is Lay the Luna Slayer? So many options. Then we had can I say this? Aeronomius, the Aquafire Guild leader.
Mm-hmm.
Waxing Gibbous and Waning Crescent. These are two reconstructed beings that live in this world. We have the Sister
Yeah.
Solstice and Poya, the Elder of the Cathedral of Luna. Tulu, my bad, a powerful shifter with a mean streak, and Bite Mark, who is brand new, I
Oh,
think,
bite
to
mark.
existence.
Yeah. It's good to have bite mark here. I think that's important.
I think it is important that we include Bite Mark in whatever we do.
Agreed. Yeah. Every realm should have a bite mark. Ah, okay. Um, goodies? Should look at the goodies?
Goodies, goodies.
Yeah. Do you want to do it or would you like me to?
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is one of the coolest things ever in the entire world, I think. Spell moths with magic written on their wings.
Mhm.
Moths? I don't know the right. There, I think it depends on, I don't know. I have
We're
I
not
have
here
a
to
terrible.
pronounce things.
Yeah, pronouncing things is for suckers. All right. Uh sh- shoot. Okay, so we've got actually there's a lot of things and goodies that turned out really, really cool. So we've got the
Hmm.
anatomically correct glass heart, which is also the flowing flask, which is really neat. We had the vial of moonlight, which contain it's called Titan's Tears, and this is like the vessel. I don't know. We combined them, I think, because we need to figure out how this is named and how it works. But the concept, brilliant.
The concept.
Um, the concept, yes. Is it like this? It's like the concept, yeah. Uh, broken, not broken whistle. Oh yes, it is broken, except it's not.
Except it's not. Maybe it doesn't make
Yeah,
sound, but that doesn't mean it's not
yeah,
working.
yeah. And we had an item in Vi called the Pocket West of Manifestation. Pocket Watch of Manifestation. Have you ever had a Pocket West?
Right next to
Like,
my nuclear vessels.
I'm I'm wondering who has the Pocket East for crying out loud. Uh, uh anyway, that summoned animals, and we thought this could be a much cooler reskin of this to make it work and feel cool with this realm. That's sort of got that sound and song vibe to it a little bit more than our original design did. We also had the Wainwright's wristband. Say that 10 times fast. Which is a sort of pocket transportation. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then I don't know if the any of the other ones made it in. I think that was all of the ones that had all the votes. Yep, looks like it.
I'm so excited for
So
the wristband.
yeah,
Yeah.
what's it even do?
It summons a carriage.
Okay.
If I recall correctly, it's a pocket transformation because it's like a wristband and you boop and it's crappy old carriage. Just
With horses?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe it's like its own powered with magic thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Not I.
Yeah, I think that's good. All right. We'll figure it out. It could also, yeah, I got ideas. I got plans. We got to do something with the spell moths, though. Those are so neat.
They're really cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, should we look at our realm?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Das Moon.
Das Moon. So, do we even want to read our original thing, or do we want to just delete it and start putting something new in there?
We should read it.
We should
See
read it
where we are coming
for,
from
for
and
the
where
sake
we're
of
going to end
history.
up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you read the first paragraph then.
Okay. Cold stone and tall spires reach toward a sky with a feeble sun. Mists haunt cobblestone streets, and the weak inhabitants of this dimension cast wary glances at each other. The strong, however, rule the night, emerging from crypt or unleashed by the full moon to run, to feed, to practice whatever dark arts suit their fancy, while the weak cower in their beds.
Hmm. Differing factions marked with tattooed designations jostle each other in search of territory. Clusters of vampires, packs of werewolves, and cults of profane practitioners are all held back from running rampant by their makers. These leaders form a council who manage disputes and keep war between these factions on the horizon instead of on their doorsteps. So, I think what we were aiming for in just even coming back to and reestablishing this world, because I think this is one of our first three realms that we designed, if I'm not mistaken. When we did that,
Yeah, I do think it was the first three. I think it went
yeah,
this one, Chariot, Moon. Oh no, Moon. It went Empress, Chariot, Moon.
yeah. Initially, we didn't have a really strong sense of how our rising age and falling age concept would work. But that has become much more honed and consistent across over the last, I would say, really 6 months or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so these realms, like, we have a pretty good idea, like, what kind of differences do you want there to be? And a rising age is generally, like, it may not be awesome for everyone, but for most people, it generally is. And the way that we had this set out, I think, was, there's a few people who it's really great for, and it's really terrible for pretty much everybody else. So that needed to change. And so I can't remember if we discussed anything about the new moon realm and if we had ideas for what would be the difference between the rising age and falling age. Do you remember that? Yeah.
I honestly don't know if we talked about it.
Okay.
Like in the old realm, it was like the humans rise up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in our Lacuni that we did, we said like there's no human sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
um, no blood magic. So I don't know how we feel about humans being food as opposed to sacrifices. Like what's the what's the line there?
Yeah. So I don't think. Well, I want to go back and look at that Lacuni really quick. So we said no blood magic, self harm, or human sacrifices. I think sacrifice is different from food, right? Um,
Okay.
So I think we might be okay there. Although we do prefer humans to be friends, not food. But, you know, um, there could be something there where
I do know.
where things get worse, right? So let's try and put together like what this would look like now, I guess. Are we ready to delete?
Yeah,
Okay,
delete it.
okay. It's going.
Were there any parts of that we wanted to keep?
Are there?
Do you like the first sentence?
I actually do like the first sentence. And the first clause of the second sentence.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think trying to see if there's anything I'd like to have a second paragraph. Do we like the vampires, werewolves, and profane practitioners are held back by makers and the council? Because technically we still do have a council.
Do we?
Yep.
Okay.
It is in big picture a council of the eldest or strongest makers.
Ah, yes, we do. Where monologuing is power. That's right. Okay. Well, all right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete that.
Beauty.
We have some comments on some of this stuff. I don't know what's happening there. Oh, yeah. Hey, we're supposed to revamp this.
It's
Maybe we should do that.
perfect.
Okay.
We're doing it.
This says, ah, yes, more types of things. We
Ooh,
do have some of these
suggestions.
things. Maybe we should put some of those things in here. We have gargoyles. We have creations. Yes. What else was there? Anything?
Swamp Thing. Transformations.
Do we want to bring those in? Were they included?
Eh,
Yeah. Okay.
they weren't necessarily included, but they were not specifically excluded.
Fair. All right. Mm, well, transformations works with
It's
werewolves, I
kind of like a
think.
creation. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Creations
Acts of
and
shifters, perhaps.
shifters. I like that. Packs might not be the right word anymore either, but we can fix that. Okay. Gargoyles, creations, swamp things, things of the swamp. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me get rid of this bullet point because that's bugging me.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's terrible. Who uses bullet points anyway? Okay. Cold stone and tall spires reach toward the sky with a toward a sky toward toward a feeble sun that's rests low on the horizon. What do we want to pull in from our new and exciting things.
Should we do a list like we've been doing the last few times of items that we want to make sure make the cut?
I think that's a great idea. Would you like to propose some items? I can start typing them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We need to include the moon goddess and the effect that the moon has on magic because water is magic is like a huge thing here. We have strange weather patterns is under universal. That's kind of something we haven't touched on. There are big power struggles, and everything has a cost or a risk associated with it. Um, Ley lines kind of is under moon is water is magic.
Yeah.
We have magical academies.
Okay.
The Cathedral of Luna, potentially.
That's really central to a lot of things, I think.
Yeah. And maybe the talking statues.
What if we put that with Moon Goddess, Cathedral of Luna?
Sure.
Okay.
Or living statues, I guess is what they're technically called.
Living statues and gargoyles. Okay.
That might be the main things we need to hit. There's also... Did this actually get in there? Nope, that didn't get the cut.
What did we miss?
I was gonna say that there's that whole like wild eating habit versus civil ways to
Oh,
consume, but that got
yeah.
cut. That wasn't included.
Okay.
All right. I think that kind of covers most things. Raucous villainy was kind of in there, but I feel like we're kind of hitting that note already.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
People are unashamed of what they are and celebrate it.
Right. We actually didn't really mention vampires, I don't think, at all during the world building.
Nope.
Do we want to axe vampires from the list here?
We could axe vampires. I like just leaving it as an option for people to play, but I'm not like committed to vampires. Vampires are pretty classically gothic horror
For
fantasy. If
sure.
someone
For
handed me
sure.
like, "Ooh, this is gothic horror fantasy," and there was no vampires, I'd be like, "What kind of story are you giving me right now?"
Yeah. That is true. That's true. Okay. Well, I will leave them for now. I think that's good. We're talking about weather sort of here in the first sentence. Could we tag in some strange weather patterns with that and then be done with this bullet?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Cold stone and tall spires reach toward a feeble sun that rests low on the horizon when it is visible. Oh, when visible. Mists haunt cobblestone streets, flowing and ebbing with the swirling winds. Seldom burned away by any warmth.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
Does that all encompass strange weather patterns?
I don't
Should I
know.
take
Is
that
there
out?
more? What else could we do to make it more strange? How do we turn
Hmm.
up the strange?
How do you turn up the strange? Uh, strange storms include things I've seen recently because I like to save weird stuff to put into my games. Um, did you know that there's like balls of lightning that can roll across the land?
Hmm.
That's scary and strange and different.
Mm-hmm.
Hail is baseballs hucked from the sky. That's terrifying. Tornadoes, strange. Anytime weather swaps rapidly with no real explanation, that's also strange.
Mm-hmm. So let's say
It'd be interesting if mist actually protects cities from weather. Because, like, if water is like it's magic, maybe this is like a protective shroud over the city that keeps these weird storms at bay. Just a thought.
ball lightning, shifting. No, I love that. I think that's really cool. Uh, uh, driving hail and other terrors. Other can't think of a good fancy word for weather. I know there are many meteorological
Well, I can probably help.
terrors.
Mhm.
I don't know if meteorological makes a good sense to put here.
Elements,
Elemental.
climate. Yes.
Uh,
Atmospheric conditions.
hmm. How about atmospheric terrors?
Mm-hmm.
Are prone to strike at when the mists. Was that me or you?
I think it's me. I'm not sure though.
Okay. Ball lightning, driving hail, and other atmospheric terrors are prone to strike at any time when the mists clear. That's not a question mark. That's a period. Okay.
Sold.
How do we like that?
I have like a thought tickling at the back of my mind, but I'm having a hard time getting it to like stabilize into a coherent actual concept.
Tell me what you're thinking.
So I was thinking like mists haunt cobblestone streets and then flowing and ebbing with the swirling wind, seldom burned away by any warmth. Ball lightning, driving hail. Like there's a way to tie these mists back to the goddess or the moon itself, right? And about to that
Yeah,
magical power. Um,
I'm with you, and I think that's fantastic.
mhm.
I'm almost thinking I could leave it for the secrets in the following section, where we could
Sure.
say, hey, something has happened to the goddess, and guess what? The mists are not sticking around and they're not protecting you, and things are getting worse.
Oh man, the ley lines are starting to fade.
Mm.
That's cool.
Hmm. So magic
All
is
right, I'm
losing
here
its
for it.
power, and the protection from the elements is fading, and all of that.
The stone statues are growing forever still.
Oh, we need to capture those words. I'm just gonna, where do I put that? I'm just gonna put a falling section down here.
Okay.
Uh, what else did we say? The mists are fading, and their protection.
Quest. Rescue the moon goddess.
Yes. I know how to spell rescued. Okay.
I took out
I,
weather stuff.
yeah, I think we hit it. It was good.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Um,
What else?
I was gonna do a next paragraph like breaking through the mist. The Cathedral of Luna stands tall.
Hmm.
Then I'll
Yeah.
lead into the moon, like what the cathedral's about.
And the, like, maybe the ley lines that extend from it?
Uh huh. Absolutely. Like a
Yeah.
web. Like a web will.
I'm trying to do webs now. I should have just done the Spider-Man thing and gone. Anyway, there we go.
Breaking through the
Now we're going to
mist.
get a takedown order because I said Spider-Man. It's good.
They can't do that. I don't think. I hope.
No, they can't.
Breaking through the mist, the Cathedral of Luna stands tall. Its spires, something something gargoyle, ridged with gargoyles.
Hmm. Maybe it's roof lines.
Maybe that's a. Wait, say that again?
Maybe it's roof lines ridged with gargoyles.
Yes. I don't think that needs an apostrophe. There we go. Its roof lined with gargoyles. Here, the creatures of this realm.
You could say creatures. You could say denizens.
Denizens is a great word. I'm not sure if I know how to spell that great word, but we made an
You got
effort.
it. That's it.
Perfect. First try.
Mm-hmm.
Here, the denizens of this realm gather in appreciation and worship. What do we want to say here?
Mm-hmm.
Gather to worship the moon goddess. Goddess. That moonfish. We love her.
Love me a good goddess.
Okay, that's actually should be canon. The moon is a grand fish that swims across the sky.
Oh. I don't think we can go with the goddess though. I think it's
Probably
too
not.
much. It's too much.
It's
Yeah.
devastating, but true.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's cold when you need somebody to ratify that for us though, right?
Uh, something something moon is water is magic. Purple on
Katie's got our backs.
Thanks, Katie. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Help me do a sentence.
Okay.
Something about the
Breaking through the
moon goddess and
mist.
her.
Here the denizens of this realm
domains.
gather to worship the moon goddess. Her calming influence. A key. To the tense harmony? Is that a thing that you could say? The tense harmony of the realm?
Is it a key? There is something there.
Could say is a key. Yeah. If you don't like a key, but yeah.
Is the key is where my brain was.
There you go. Do it.
I was gonna delete all these things.
Okay.
But that doesn't really take us from the moon goddess helps does the water.
Yes. Uh, so hear me out.
Okay.
What if the moon in this realm is fixed? It's fixed above wherever this place is, right?
Yeah.
So it's always in the sky at night. Same-ish position, right? During the day, maybe it's just a faint outline because of the sun and the mist and things like that, right? But at night, you can always see
Yeah.
it. It may not always be full, right? But it's always there. And so its pull, its gravity, right, brings the water here because the tides follow the moon, right? So water on our planet always comes to wherever the moon is. And so because the moon is strong and it's in this fixed position, it's always bringing the water, which is water is magic, right? To that area. We could try that. We could try heading down that route somehow.
I tried to capture some of the words while you were saying them, but I think I went off my own direction and need to delete the second half. At night, the moon remains fixed in place. Take this. Bring stability to magic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you take a stab at that. Because I don't know how to translate. How do I say water is magic without saying water is magic?
Without saying water is magic? Okay. I'm just gonna, I'll edit it just a little bit because I want to say the moon remains fixed in place, bringing stability to magic through its power over water. And pulling it into the ley line patterns among the seas. Something like that.
Works for me. All right, that covers Moon Goddess, Cathedral of Luna, ley lines, and Moon is Water is Magic. Those
Mm-hmm.
were just the best words we could possibly have.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of hinted at power struggles and the tense harmony.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably strengthen that in form a council who manage disputes and keep war. Maybe that's already covered in those sentences.
I don't know that the council is holding people back from running rampant necessarily, though. That's the part of this that bugs me now.
Okay.
I don't feel like that holds true anymore.
So, what do you imagine the power struggles being?
I don't know. I want to go back and look at the big picture
Okay.
stuff again. So we had class wars, wealth of power, monologuing as power, council of eldest, strongest makers. Okay. I don't know. Maybe we don't. Maybe we leave it the way it is.
Or we
Maybe
change
it's.
it all.
Or we change it all? Hmm.
Is there a cooler idea?
Well, the other things it could be about. So we had the dichotomy of living statues versus constructs. We had the like all the different magical academies and things, right? Could be a fight between them. That could be the
Mm-hmm.
power struggle, and the elders could each run a different school, right?
Yeah.
Um, they could be very. Now I'm gonna forget the name of the show. Really cool Netflix show with Wednesday Adams. What was that called? Wednesday? It
Wednesday.
was just called Wednesday. Great. So it could be like an equal opportunity academies sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
where different groups send people to different academies, where the academies are all competing to get the best students.
I think
Um,
that sounds fun.
could be something like that. We don't really have anything like that. Um, but also magical academies like is a thing that's done a lot. But, we've got 22 realms. If we don't do something with them, will people be angry? Will we disappoint
I
the
don't.
fans?
We'd never want to do that. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like that is a very I'm super down for it. Love the idea. Is there a way we can bring it back to like the horror aspect? Because we've been claiming this being gothic horror. We have like
Hmm.
zero horror vibes right now.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. The thing about gothic horror that makes it horrifying, I think, is that it is horrifying to us because it's about the unknown and the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dark academia. See, Katie gets it. Um, so I think we can do that, right? But we have to find a way. This is the struggle, right? So I think it's really easy to bring those elements into a falling age. It's really hard to bring those elements into a rising age and do it well, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have it still be not completely terrible for the majority of the people who live here, right?
Yeah. But don't they kind of love it being terrible? The flex
Maybe.
of power and like managing their territories, and maybe there's water disputes.
Yeah, I could see that.
But also, the dark academia is a very fun concept that a lot of people are going to latch onto immediately. It's very accessible. So why don't we just do that?
Okay. So who's the council? Are they like the people who say, yeah, you can have a school. It's all right for you to have a school, an academy?
Or are they the academy heads?
Or are they the academy heads?
They're the founders.
Yeah, they could be.
What's the most interesting to you?
I would love to find a solution to the more horror related approach. I just don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't have the headspace for it. I'm not finding it.
No worries.
Yeah. Um but I think, the schools suffer from the same thing to an extent, but I think when people look at magical academies or dark academia or whatever, they're going to be willing to kind of overlook maybe some of the inconsistencies. For me, it's the inconsistencies that bother me about the other thing. So if we say, okay, oh, there's all these terrible things. Okay, there are like so many vampires. Like, what are they eating? If they're not fighting with each other, what are they eating? You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, like the shifters, gargoyles, creations, swamp things, all of that stuff kind of cleaves, and there's not really an issue with most of it, right? But the
Sure.
vampires are the thing that it's basically, okay, well, you drink blood or you die, right? And so
Yeah.
they're the ones that kind of make it difficult, I think, to find any kind of harmony in a lot of ways.
That's true.
But if
Well,
you
we
do it
could,
with the
if there are a
school,
problem.
if you do it with the school, you can kind of, I think you can gloss over that a little bit because you're saying this is this is a thing about schools, and we don't have to talk about how the vampires eat, right? But if you're going to
Mhm.
do a thing where you put everybody at odds with each other, then people will think about that, I think. This is where my head goes.
Well, if vampires are also a problem, we could just delete them. We can
But no
remove wrinkles in the
vampires?
fabric of things. I know, that's devastating. All right, then academia it is. I'm okay either way.
Have an opinion, Em.
Okay. My opinion is that there are just people that things eat, or maybe they make deals with people for blood. People pay for food all the time. Shifters can have
Okay.
different flavors of blood. Swamp things, it's like scotch, very mossy.
Yeah. It's all just familiars. You just have to feed them enough.
Yeah. Plus, we've got like the profane practitioners. That means there's humans around, right?
Oh, yeah. They can make blood.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's do that then. So what role do magical academies play? We will have to figure that out if it's not the sort of overarching theme. But this is
Mhm.
good. So this lets us kind of mainly keep this last section here, right? Clusters of vampires, packs of shifters, gargoyles, creations, swamp things, cults of profane practitioners, held back from running rampant.
Let's
Uh,
take out that if we're going to be doing the academies, because then everybody can still do academies.
okay.
If all attend
Uh, or
academies.
are led by a council.
Sure.
Council who
LED.
say that again? Oh,
The
LED?
LED is
You're right.
LED.
Yeah.
That word trips me up all the time, and I have a strong hate relationship with it. No love, just hate.
Yeah. Led by a council who manage disputes and keep war between these factions. Let's not use war and keep the peace. Just to keep that sentence under control. It was getting really long.
Sure.
Okay. We got something. Um, each to their own, and their own to each. Is the motto of the council. I don't know. I'm making stuff up.
Make it up. That's literally all we're doing today.
Are we making things up?
I think that's all that's basically all we do, Will, is we make things up. Each to their own, and their own to each is the motto of the council. Academias, however, have a all are welcome policy. Academies? Academia? I don't know the right tense of that word.
Did I spell exception right?
Yeah.
Why are they welcome? Due to fierce rivalry between the academies?
Mm-hmm. Everybody wants the great minds.
Okay. I can spell. I can also type. Such a good typer. I'm
Seems like you
known
don't
for
even
my
need to if you have Grammarly. That's sick. I'm kind of
known for my
jealous.
excellent typing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Academia is one exception where all are welcomed due to fierce rivalry between the academies. What else? Academy
Katie
slogan.
says,
Great minds eat
great minds.
alike. Uh,
That's terrible. It's terribly
I
great.
love it. I love it. Okay.
Do living statues teach the classes?
Hmm.
I can't remember. I thought we said something about it.
I'm going to landmarks. I think that there was some stuff in there. No? I don't remember. Oh, School of Rhetoric. There's a Garden of the Ancients that houses living statues.
That's cool.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay.
Do we need to
So
add
what
anything
would
else to Magical Academies? Sorry, I didn't mean to
mm,
interrupt you. Go ahead.
no, you're good. I think there's a little delay between us, so that's making it difficult. Um,
Yeah.
the thing with I don't think we have to add anything else to the academies, but what about so who is a beacon from this realm? Will they be a member of a council? Will they be one of the council people? Will they be a head of an academy? What kind of or will they be someone's secret on the outside who doesn't engage in all of that nonsense?
I think that's a choice for the player.
Yeah. I'm just looking for like why do they have maybe power that most other people probably don't, right?
They also could have worked at the Cathedral of Luna.
Hmm. Yeah,
Or they
true.
could be somebody who tends to the ley lines, or they could be somebody who lives out in the wilderness and just weathers all of the storms. Or they could be an academy
Dang.
head.
Dang. Okay. I like that. All right. I don't know if we need anything else on that. Do we want to remove the Academy's bullet point?
Kill it with fire.
Done. Uh, big power struggles might be more following age. What do you think about that?
Okay, throw it.
Okay. Everything has a risk or cost?
Is that even true?
I don't know.
I don't know either, Will. Where would we insert that?
We could put
Where
that down here too.
what thing is a okay?
Anything else? We did mention the gargoyles. I don't know that we mentioned the constructs and the living statues.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
We could say something about like the academia teaches both the old magic and the new, where living statues and
maybe
blah blah
there's
blah
maybe
blah.
that's the duality, right? Maybe some of them do and some of them don't.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's only one
Like
that
the other
teaches
places like
both
specialize.
or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Okay. How do we want to frame that?
Um something choosing an academy or choosing which academy to attend is a huge decision. Each has their own speciality between old magic and new.
Old magic served, served, and maintained
But if you said some focus
by
on served and maintained. Love that. Love that.
living
Love that. I see where
statues.
you're going. Mm-hmm.
while others experiment with the new, with new and some might say profane
Creations.
and some might argue profane creations. As their
I think you can just throw a period after creations.
done. That doesn't say argue.
What if we said something about living statues who have stood the test of time for centuries? And and then say something about creations being of stitched flesh, something like that.
Sure. Living statues. What do you think about that?
Meticulous stitching is such a cool word.
Yeah, it's a super long sentence, but it's got all those things.
We could cut it in half. Some focus on old magic that stood the test of time, period. Others.
Mm-hmm. How we liking it?
I think this hits all of our ticks. Ticks all of our boxes. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty good.
All
Yeah.
right.
I think we still have a council. I like that. They're still kind of, keeping the peace. And then we have, and they've got their motto, and then we've got academia who are doing their own thing, which is basically the opposite of the motto, except they have their disputes as well, which are different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, probably the council doesn't super much care about who's using the new versus the old magic. They just care that, like, all the different factions aren't at each other's throats. But meanwhile, you've got these
Everybody's playing
schools
nice.
who are like, oh yeah, we'll play nice, but your way is wrong, and we're going to do things our way. Yeah.
It's pretty fun. I think we should probably
Yeah.
rework the tags of the ROM.
Maybe.
We have to include dark academia.
Dark academia. Okay.
Moon magic.
Maybe in place of fragmented society.
Yeah, I think we gotta take that out.
Okay.
Do we take out secret powers too?
Yeah, I mean, if everybody knows about the different powers and goes to school together, then maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it survival of the fittest?
It doesn't feel like it.
Nope. Something something chaotic weather.
Yeah.
And probably something with moon and water. Oh, we have moon magic. Duh.
What was the last one that you said before moon and water?
Ley lines?
I think that fits with moon and water.
I don't know if I said anything else.
Okay.
Maybe I did. I don't
All right.
recall.
Are we good with this?
Seems to fit the world.
That's all we could ask for. Do we want to review some of the powers and things that we have here?
We probably should. I don't know if all these are gonna still fit.
Okay. Let's start with the powers. Would you like to read
Okay.
the powers?
The rage. Oh my goodness. First off, before we do this, we have to fix these. These are in the wrong order.
Oh, shoot.
Violet
Oh,
needs to come down here.
Hmm.
Followed by, oh my goodness, grab the wrong one. Cryptic. Oh my goodness. This needs to come out too. What is happening? I broke the thing.
Uh-oh, don't break the thing.
Tab? Nope. Shift? Nope. I don't know how to fix it. Will you fix violent for me?
Yeah, got it.
It's supposed to be tabbed out.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Foresight from Fortune does not have a speed. Reading the tea leaves, tarot, or crystal ball will yield the secrets of the future to you. At the beginning of a trial, you may spend 2 essence to ask 2 basic mystique questions. You may spend 1 additional essence later in the trial to ask 1 other question of your choice. Then for glamour, we have the lure, which is slow. Your eyes glow with an unnatural hue as you zero in on your prey. For 1 essence, test crack, coerce, or connive against an intelligent living being. On a full success, the targeted being is your thrall. They will perform moderately complex tasks, example, spying or stealing. On a partial success, the target will perform up to 2 simple tasks, for example, attacking or cleaning. On failure, they recognize what you are and flee. Each task completed requires 1 essence.
Okay.
Then violent, the rage, steady. People who know you sometimes wish they didn't. They say love can move mountains, but your anger could cause a volcano to erupt. When a hazard enrages you, spend 1 essence for a +4 to your violent until the hazard is defeated.
Mm.
Dang, that's a boost.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, the transformation. Slow. You have a hidden self. You may spend 2 essence to transform into facsimile of your former self. Given a trigger known only to this oracle, this ability may be activated for free. While in this form, receive +5 to all tests and 2 skills, depending on your nature, as arranged by the oracle.
The thing I like about this, and I haven't seen us do it yet, but you could, like, conceivably transform into something very appealing,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
I, I don't actually hate any of these given the changes we've made to the realm. I think they're still pretty good. Are there any that stood out to you that you might want to change?
Um, we kind of specified that the academies are have like kind of like a creation aspect to them, and I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't mind changing foresight to having a creation that is either a living statue is very old or is a like a new crutcher person thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's necessary. I just was curious if people were going to expect to see that from the description we gave.
Could be. We might also be able to put that into the fortune item as well.
Sure. Yeah, I don't hate any of these.
Okay. Let's keep that on the back burner though, because I think there's potential. I agree with you. Like we don't foresight wasn't really a thing that we talked about much or anything. And I remember when we created this, it was just like, this sounds cool, let's do it, right? So
Let's
yeah,
see how it plays.
yeah.
To be
But it
fair,
might be
Ike
like
has played it quite well. Sorry.
that's
I
true.
think my
Yeah.
internet just caught up.
Oh, okay. We could also do it sort of as something that like ties back to the goddess or something like that if we wanted to. Should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like the right vibe. It might just need a little flavor update if we did that. All right. Well, let's read
You
through the items
coalescing
really
them.
quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I think there's still just a little bit of a gap between us. I'll try and, if I'm going to leave space, I'll try and leave enough that you can actually jump in.
I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. It's stupid internet. Okay. So on the items, we wanted to review potentially how this works because it's got some deck state garbage that we don't necessarily love. So that's something to think about. So this one is the four-sided coin of fate, steady. A ruler who is the ruler who minted this strange coin is long dead and forgotten, but its power is undeniable. Draw a card from the trial deck. If the result is fortune, draw a card from the realm deck and resolve based on the following table. In the event that you do not draw fortune, you may spend essence to activate the coin. 1, 2, 4, 8, and so on points are required for each successive use. So, you basically have a 1 in 4 chance. And you have to draw from the trial deck, which isn't a bad thing. That's like normal. Uh,
It's not really the trial deck, though.
it isn't.
Is it? You draw. Well, if the result is fortune. Okay, yeah. So then you have to draw from the realm deck, which means you have to
Then you have to
pull
draw from the
out
realm deck.
the realm cards from the current trial deck,
Mm-hmm.
reform it, then reshuffle. And
Yeah.
that could like ruin it if people are holding it for a crit. It could.
Yeah. Because the moon should be in there because this player would be from the moon. So it would already be
Yep.
in the trial deck. Uh that's the worst of it. So my thinking when we talked about this before was that maybe you just replace the moon with another one. And then it's just luck of who in your party isn't in, the deck. Or you could do a
I
lot
mean,
more
why don't we just
options.
simplify it?
You could
Why don't we just
totally
simplify it
simplify
and
it.
just say draw from. Sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead.
What if we simplified it and just had people draw from the trial deck, and then if it was fortune, glamour, swords or violent or cryptic, then the different effect happens based off of the suit you drew.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, let's look at the different possibilities. So we've got the, oh my gosh, these are long. Okay, the moon. The moon turns red with rage against your foes day or night. All hazards currently involved in a clash against you are reduced to 1 tick remaining. Okay, well, that's why. Because that's super OP. And so we
Mm.
were saying there's a very small chance of this happening. So we'd have to change that a lot, which we can do. But I like that it works with the moon already. Uh, then we had the star. The blessing of the star shines upon you day or night. Instantly recover all conditions and gain advantage on any rolls to resolve currently revealed hazards until the end of the trial. Also super OP. Okay. Then we have the sun. All beings in visible range are confronted by the sun's power day or night. If they have an alternate form, they are reverted immediately and may not change back for the remainder of the trial. Less useful. How many people are going to have an alternate form? Yeah. Then we had Wheel of Fortune. It's just very thematic, but it doesn't really mean anything unless you're in this realm. It would be super powerful here, but nowhere else. Wheel of Fortune gain +2 to target number for your next 2 tests. Draw again. Or anything else, gain advantage on your next 2 tests, no matter what they are. Yeah. So this thing needs serious help, is my thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever wrote this guy.
Had buckets of creativity.
Aha. Yeah. Too much, some might argue. Okay. Let's look at the other ones. So we'll mark that one. We have to rewrite that one. That could be a really cool place to bring in the 2 different types of constructs, though, right? So keep that in mind. Then we've got Pocket Watch of Manifestation. Well, we know this is the whistle, right? It's slow. This mystical device summons a creature related to your aspect. Wolf, bat, reanimated corpse, etc. Swift, they do your bidding with a single box condition track. Add additional boxes up to 4 for 1 essence per box. They have 4 attribute points to be distributed at the summoner's discretion. Okay, so you can give them 4 attribute points in whatever you want them to be good at. A little weird. They have, for 3 essence, you can get a 4-box, like something that could take kind of some significant damage, right?
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. So yeah, what do you think? Should we rename it to the whistle and then maybe just fix it a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the 4 attribute points to be distributed because then you can flavor what your animal is like. Like maybe I want to do a beautiful cat, which is people cannot resist its allure, draw and glamour.
You know what? I'm here for it. Let's go. I love it. Okay. Summoner's discretion. Bidding. We still feel good about the 4 boxes and the extra essence cost.
Yeah.
This has to be done at summoning, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we need
Yeah, I
to
don't
just
think this
move
is a
that line
Swift. I
up
think
into the
this
top.
is yeah, I agree. I think it does need a free cost, perhaps.
Uh, say that again.
Do we need a free? I guess the free is just that more boxes means you have more essence. But so it is just free base with 1 condition box.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Actually, we could probably pull this last sentence up into the top as well, yeah. Makes this look a little weak, but they can do things swiftly.
Yeah. They can act super quick, super
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The Silver Dagger of Slaying. This item has been in your family for generations. It is said to be cursed/blessed in every way known to those of the moon realm.
Dimensions,
Gain
old words.
advantage. That's really old words. Gain advantage in violent confrontations with any person or creature who has a supernatural element. Swift. For one essence, you mark one being for death, and an aura surrounds them, sharing the benefit with all beacons until the end of clash. Okay.
This has been a popular one in playtest.
It has, for sure. I like it, too. I think it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Monocle of Truth. Swift. By peering through this circular-looking glass, you can see what others wish to remain hidden. An aura, if they are lying, or a change in their visage, if they are in disguise. The oracle must offer you the cost of an essence to reveal invisible creatures or paths.
I vote that we delete this one
Mm-hmm.
and we put moon moth or spell moths here.
Spell moths!
I have no idea what spell moths are gonna do, but they belong right here.
Totally. I'm deleting this all. Goodbye.
Magic written upon their wings.
You are the weakest link. Okay. That's wonderful. Good. Spell moths. Good, good. Then we have to do something with fortune still. But I think the Dagger of Slaying and the Silent Whistle are legit. So a little bit of work to do here. Do we want to work on them? See if we can get them
Sure.
working? Okay. What do spell moths do, Em?
Such a good question, Will.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking. Okay, first off, do you think these are living creatures, or do you think they're paper moths that fly around you?
They're moths. Moths.
Moths.
Moths.
You can't mock us, Katie.
Stop it. So
It's not
mean.
a.
Yeah. I don't
As we could just
know.
say that. You go. This time it's your turn. Okay. Uh, so I was thinking an easy mode way to do this, if we wanted to go easy mode, is we could have it so you could spend essence to cast any of the powers in the moon. And these are just like moths that exist around you.
Mm-hmm. Foresight, lure, rage, transformation. Heck yeah. How much essence?
Essence equal to the power's cost?
Dang, really? Okay. Given the power of... Given the gift... You were given the gift of. Need a better word for powerful.
Stronk with a K at the
Strong.
end. Yes.
Strong magics. Magics. Yes. Strong
Yes.
magics. Hmm.
You laugh in the face of spell books. Spell moths.
Spell moths. You know what?
Spell books are for those from the magician realm. Oh, yes. That's good.
Yeah. For the essence cost of the power within the moon, you are able to
Emulate any of the abilities from your realm?
emulate their abilities. Okay. Spell mods. You get all the abilities. Let's go.
Get all of them. You don't get a
You get all
free
of them.
thing.
No. All right. I'm going to delete this table unless we want to bring any of this stuff in. Do we like any of it? It's all either way OP or way dumb.
I had one more thought for spell moths if you're interested.
Yes.
What if we added a line that says spell moths are attracted to secrets and the oracle may signal a secret with them?
Bringing back a little bit of the OG. I love it.
Yeah.
Sweet. So there's a little bit of a
And the
freebie
oracle?
there.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Fortune. Do we want to take any of these abilities from the Fortune, the original Fortune? Do we want to reuse any of them? Or do they die in a dark and distant night with no moon, sun, or stars?
Kill it.
Kill it?
What would you want to keep?
I don't know. None of it. Goodbye. Kill your darlings, folks. I was really
It's
proud of that
hard.
when I wrote it at one time, but it just doesn't fit. And it's not good either. So there's that. Okay.
There's another tarot game out there waiting for those words specifically, Will.
I'm sure of it. Yeah, they'll definitely surface again. Okay. Let's call it. Let's see. What are the other ones called? Silver Dagger of Slaying. Silent Whistle.
They all start with an S.
Oh my gosh.
Servitor. Oh my gosh, we said the same thing.
Amazing. I was already typing that. Oh, we could just call it servitor. Let's make him steady. What can they do with their
School has taught
steadiness?
you. Oh, sorry.
Cool.
I was gonna say school has taught you a how to craft your own servant, your own helper.
Out of what? Good question, Katie.
The choice for the player.
Yeah. What can they do? I'm gonna get rid of the steady up here. Let's let them do something steady.
Something steady.
Let's let them do something steady and something slow.
Okay. If it's a living statue, I feel like something about knowledge is a good idea. That's incredible.
Yeah. So is that a slow? The knowledge?
Yeah, what if you did like a your living statue, maybe we shouldn't even restrict it to that. Recalling knowledge about a hazard you're dealing with, and then it could give everybody like an advantage on its next check against that thing that it's recalled knowledge about during the next clash or just their next check.
Okay. Maybe
Test.
we need to divide this really quickly. So, let's see. Uh, more bullet points. What's cool about living constructs? Or just
They're more
constructs?
customizable. To your own needs. Your needs. So, what if it was something like for the constructs, whatever your lowest attribute is, they get a higher stat bonus to it and one ability of your choice. Of and then their speed is whatever ability they've chosen. They can use it.
Okay. Help me. What should I write?
Some give grant the construct. Your construct. An attribute of 3 in whatever is your lowest attribute. Why is this not wordsing right?
Okay. Uh, grant your construct a strength where you are weakest. They have 3 in a 3 in your lowest attribute. Okay.
In addition, choose an ability within that attribute or beneath that attribute associated with that attribute.
Okay.
What if we did something real wild? Well,
I'm here for it.
what if they may choose to spend 2 clocks, any combination from any kind of things during their downtime phase in order to grant their construct an additional ability? Normally it's just 1
For the
clock for an
next
ability.
round.
Or they just get it. They have to spend 2 full clocks to get it. So that's something that they're not upgrading themselves. And
Oh,
it's a
this
2
is a
for 1. I
skill. Okay. I think, right?
think it's an ability. Ability beneath a skill.
Okay. Well, abilities have to have the skill at 3, right?
That's true.
Okay.
So they get the ability and then it automatically levels the skill to 3.
Okay.
Is this too far out there?
Well, it's just a lot. It's 2 clocks would raise a skill by 1 point, but it wouldn't grant a whole ability unless they already had 2 in that skill.
1 clock gains 1 skill
Gains
point.
one skill point. Yeah. So it would cost 3 clocks to get to spend enough to gain an ability.
Okay. We could do that then. We could just say you can spend clocks to raise it. But it should be
Yeah.
any clock, I think.
Okay. I like that. Okay, choose a skill to have 3 points and gain the ability associated with it. You may spend any XP experience blocks to give the construct new skills. They gain abilities as normal. Yeah. Like that?
Perfect.
I think we probably
I think that's
want to
interesting.
clarify it a little bit, but it's here, and I think it's a good concept. I like that a lot. All right. Living statues. So constructs act with normal actions. How many do they have? We probably need to say. How about this? Well, hold on. Didn't we just do something kind of like this? Okay, the whistle summons stuff. That's different. How did their tracks work? Condition tracks.
A great question. They have 4 conditions that can be healed by essence from the beacon. 2 essence maybe per condition box.
Let's do 1-to-1.
1-to-1? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fine. As normal. Okay. What happens if they fill their conditions?
They're broken until the end of the trial.
Okay. How about living statues? Thank you for cleaning that up.
Yeah. We could have still the slow be give everybody a benefit to their next test against a target. Whether that is advantage, a +2, whatever.
Okay.
Does
That's
it
pretty
give
powerful.
advantage to the whole pact or just to you?
Mm, could make it the whole pact.
Is it going to be all tests against it or just the next? All is pretty awesome.
Let's leave it as all.
Okay. Um, essence cost for that?
Yeah, we
If
could.
it's all test and the whole pact, maybe 2 essence would be good.
Okay.
What do we want the steady to be? Does it get a steady?
Uh, maybe. What if they will not be used in violence, but only as a defense? And so
I think that'd be cool.
so we could actually make it like a sudden. They will defend anyone in the pact that you tell them to.
I had just came up with the saddest character concept. This
Have
living
you?
statue was a just like somebody who was very dear to you, and now they live on as this statue, defending you and lending you knowledge.
Mm.
It's really cool.
What if the living statues are basically indestructible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't have a condition track.
Mm-hmm. They just get more weathered and have more scars.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm, how about that?
Just a free soak at any point in time.
Once per class.
Dang, that's huge. We're definitely gonna have to test it, but I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that's very powerful. You could also make it once
Should it
per
have an
hazard.
essence cost?
No, no cost.
Okay. I think if it's no cost, then it should be once per hazard.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it's sudden too, which is super sweet.
Super
Like,
cool.
yeah, you don't have to use any of your points on it. You can just like, bam, this is the time.
That could save your ass.
It really could. Especially if somebody's getting ganged up on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I feel like that's pretty good. Got our servitor down. We have our spell moths. Oh, the spell moths. Okay. Do we want to review the troubles? The enemies?
We totally could.
Okay. Let's go through the troubles really quick. So, we've got doesn't favor the timid. You weren't well suited for the options life presented you. Whenever you use a power, draw a card from the trial deck. On fortune, your power will not work for the rest of the trial. Mean, but fair. Uh, cool.
Every time.
Every time, yeah. Uh, Overbearing aura. It may be your family or birthright or just dumb luck. Whatever it is, your abrasive nature is at times overwhelming to those around you. When you first enter a new realm,
How did this
test your
entire
legacy
page skip
attribute
our...
with advantage. I don't know. And if you fail, you may not use legacy attribute abilities within this realm. Okay. The hunger. It's only a matter of time before you lose control. The clock is ticking. Gain a 5-tick clock every time you encounter a violent hazard or find yourself alone with someone. Test essence to control your urges. Any failure on your tests adds a tick to the clock. When the clock is full, you go wild. Your allies must drain that clock to return your self-control, e.g., crack or wreck to knock you out or inspire to calm you down. Okay.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unsanctioned creation. Whether by misguided generosity or spite, someone made you what you are. Now you exist on the fringes of the factions, pretending to belong with half a dozen counterfeit tattoos that have been more trouble than help. This is dated. We have to change this one. Okay. We could still make it unsanctioned creation. It just, like, needs to change. Or we could make something new. Okay. What about the other ones? I don't hate them.
I don't hate them. I think they're a little harsh, but they're cool.
Yeah, this realm has got some tough powers though too, so it's good. That was kind of the intent.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's got to go. Well, the effect might be able to stay.
Any ideas? Yeah.
The effect isn't terrible. I don't know. Is there anything from the Miro board about things that might seem to cause trouble?
Let's look. Be interesting to tie in the Cathedral of Luna somehow, since this is cryptic.
Hmm.
Like maybe they're just too busy.
Yeah. Yeah. You could call
Like they're all
it.
servants of, or like they're all clergy of this cathedral. And so sometimes they're absent because they're tending to their duties.
Yeah. Could say something like. closest friends and confidants all come from your time serving in the order of the... No, we don't have a thing called that. Serving in the moon, in the Cathedral of the Moon. Cathedral Luna? What's it called? Ah, the Cathedral of Luna. Here we go. Let's say, how about tie it to the moon cycle, the moon phases? How do you like that?
I think I was muted. I said I think that this is a really nice reflavoring of something that's already working.
Sweet.
So I like it a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Let's keep it. Yeah, you'd been quiet for a little while.
Dang, I have no idea how long I've been like that.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Should we review the enemies?
Yeah, we can do that.
Do
As
we
long
have
as
time?
it's fairly
Do a
quick,
time
I
check.
do have something I have to run to fairly soon.
Okay. Well, we could also do it offline. We could end here. We could leave that to be a secret
That's
for people to discover later when they see the game.
that might work better for my timeline, unfortunately.
Let's do it. Let's call it a night then. Well, thank you so much for your participation in chat. We saw a couple of folks, some friends, giving some thoughts and feedback. We really love that. So if you ever happen to have the chance to catch one of our live streams of these game design sessions, please do, because it brings us great joy. What else? What else do we want to say? Are we coming back sometime soon, or we're taking kind of a break pretty soon, aren't we?
I think we are kind of taking a break. I'm going to be out of town for a couple of weeks, which is going to make this a little more difficult, at least.
Yeah.
But you might do some roofer stuff. I heard
We might
about
stream some other things on the channel, yeah. We might do something related to, I don't know, Roof from Ruin or maybe Arium Evolve? Yeah. So stay tuned, I guess. So we'll see if some of that comes up soon. What else? Anything we need to tell people?
Did you guys know that Will has a TikTok where he talks about cool Adept Icarus things? I think you just hit 100 followers there. You should definitely check it out. It gives me a laugh.
100 whole
Or I
followers
learn
on
things.
TikTok. Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to drop in and check it out. Would love to talk about that anytime. Love it. Comments are great. like to chat about things. We finished a whole social media challenge thing where we tried to post something on all the social media platforms that Adept Icarus has for 25 days in a row and did it, which was pretty cool. We're not that active on all the social medias anymore, but we're making a very concentrated effort to be a little more active than we have been. So, yeah, keep an eye on your favorite platform, and I think you'll see something there from time to time, and not just a reminder that we're going to be streaming sometime soon, which is kind of how it was used for a few months there. Anyway, awesome. Well, should we give the peace out wave?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna do
Okay.
peace signs because you said that.
Oh, I'll do it too. Bye,
Yeah,
y'all.
new and different. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feed the algorithm.